Coronation Street is preparing a major development for Todd Grimshaw and Sarah Platt as the former friends come face-to-face again in next week's episodes. Todd had previously made it clear that he wanted to distance himself from Sarah, but that attitude could now be changing. Their friendship was badly damaged after Todd discovered that Sarah was responsible for the death of Theo Silverton, his abusive former partner. Once the truth came to light, Todd was unable to forgive Sarah and decided to end their friendship. Since then, Todd has traveled to Thailand in an attempt to clear his head and escape the drama surrounding the murder. However, he returns to Weatherfield on Monday, August 17th, where Sarah makes an unexpected request. She wants him to come and see her behind bars. His time away appears to have given Todd a fresh perspective. During their prison meeting, he tells Sarah that, despite everything that happened with Theo, he will always regard her as a close friend. Sarah then reveals that she ended her relationship with Kit Green because she wanted to protect his career. However, she may soon have no choice but to reach out to Kit again after trouble involving her prison cellmate, Casey. Casey discovers that her son has been arrested on suspicion of armed robbery and warns Sarah that she must persuade Kit to help him. Sarah later tells Todd about the threat, prompting him to encourage her to contact Kit. Todd even offers to approach Kit on Sarah's behalf, although Sarah is reluctant to accept his help. Despite her concerns, Todd decides to intervene and tells Kit that Sarah urgently needs to speak with him. It remains unclear exactly where the storyline will lead, but the apparent reconciliation between Todd and Sarah is likely to please many viewers. Gareth Pierce has previously suggested that their friendship is an important part of the soap. Speaking about their connection, the actor described it as a deeply valued and long-running relationship within the show. He admitted that both the cast and viewers would be disappointed if the friendship were completely destroyed. However, Pierce also acknowledged the seriousness of the situation, pointing out that Todd's closest friend has now been connected to Theo's murder. With so much at stake, the actor believes it will be fascinating to see how the writers handle their complicated relationship. Allison King opens up about depression following health problems during recent Coronation Street filming. However, fans were unaware of just how difficult things have become for Allison away from the cameras. Speaking on TikTok, the Coronation Street actress revealed that developing a chest infection severely affected her movement and breathing, with the illness having a major impact on both her physical and emotional well-being. At the start of the year, it felt like my nervous system needed some kind of reset, she explained. Allison revealed that she picked up the chest infection from two young child actors she worked alongside. Earlier this year, I got a chest infection from two of the lovely little babies at work. When we were filming the wedding, I was constantly coughing. My right lung was painful, and my chest was already sore from all the coughing. It had become inflamed. The persistent coughing became so severe that Allison believes she may have damaged an intercostal muscle, which sits between the ribs and helps support breathing. She later described how the ongoing discomfort affected her daily routine and stopped her from swimming, which has always been her preferred form of exercise. Because my nervous system was struggling and I wasn't doing anything, I found it incredibly difficult to take a proper deep breath. I couldn't swim, even though I normally swim all the time because it's my therapy. I couldn't do anything at all. With exercise no longer possible, Allison admitted that she put on weight and eventually began experiencing depression. Thankfully, the actress managed to recover from the difficult period and found relief through treatments including reflexology and Reiki. She also reassured her followers that she is now feeling good and happy. On screen, Allison has recently been involved in a major storyline, filming intense courtroom scenes surrounding Sarah Platt's upcoming murder trial. Sarah is facing trial over the death of Theo Silverton, whose violent attack took place on the night of Carla and Lisa Connor Swain's wedding reception in April. Their daughter Betsy was the one who discovered Theo's body, setting the stage for the dramatic murder investigation that followed. At the same time, Carla has been dealing with the devastating consequences of Betsy's health crisis after the teenager suffered a life-changing stroke. The stroke severely affected Betsy's ability to speak properly and was linked to her experimentation with non-fatal strangulation, adding another deeply troubling storyline for Carla and her family. Coronation Street sets up explosive Todd feud as new character Celeste arrives. Coronation Street is preparing a heated confrontation between Todd Grimshaw and Glenda Shuttleworth next week, with Todd's reckless drinking and increasingly selfish actions pushing their friendship to breaking point. The unexpected clash begins when mysterious newcomer Celeste arrives in Weatherfield, hoping to organize a funeral. Her arrival soon creates tension between Todd and Glenda, leaving their friendship hanging by a thread. A source close to the soap explains that Todd and Glenda's friendship appears to have completely collapsed. Todd has been using alcohol to escape the emotional turmoil of the past year, but Glenda becomes caught up in the fallout, and his actions toward her may prove difficult to forgive. After returning from his trip to Thailand, Todd is eager to get back to enjoying himself and begins organizing evenings out with his friends. However, when George Shuttleworth and Christina Boyd make plans for a trip to Somerset, Todd quickly ruins the mood by exposing Christina's continued excessive spending. Later in the week, Todd and Glenda encounter a stranger outside number 7. The mysterious woman introduces herself as Celeste. With Dev and Bernie both away, Celeste leaves feeling disappointed. But Todd soon crosses paths with her again while closing up the undertakers. Celeste then makes a shocking request, asking Todd to organize a funeral, her own. It soon becomes clear that Celeste has been given just 6 weeks to live. Todd and Celeste head to the Rovers, where they discuss her unusual plans for a Dolly Parton-inspired funeral while enjoying a few drinks. Meanwhile, flirtatious Glenda becomes interested in Celeste's driver, Fraser. She is delighted when she manages to get his phone number and arranges to meet him. Todd later heads out for another drinking session on Canal Street with Christina. By the following day, Christina tells Mary and Glenda just how heavily Todd has been drinking. Glenda immediately confronts Todd and warns him that if he continues behaving this way, he could end up losing every friend he has. Her comments hit Todd hard, leaving him furious that Glenda appears to be trying to shame him. While at the Undertaker's, Celeste returns and gives Todd a surprising warning. She tells him that Glenda could be heading for heartbreak because Fraser is actually gay. The revelation gives Todd an idea, and he begins plotting a particularly cruel way to get back at Glenda for the harsh words she directed at him. Could Glenda's warning prove accurate, with Todd on the verge of losing the people closest to him? Or will his cruel scheme against Glenda ultimately expose the fact that his destructive behavior is really a desperate cry for help? Coronation Street airs on weeknights at 8:30 p.m. on ITV1. and is also available to stream on ITVX.